Welcome to Pastor's Chat today. We're continuing to look at Luke chapter 11, where the Lord is teaching his disciples about prayer. They've asked, Lord, teach us to pray. And so first he gives them what we call the pattern of prayer, and he talks about our Father who art in heaven. Now, after he finishes giving them this pattern of prayer, he goes on to tell them a story. So let's read the story in verse 5. And he said to them, which of you shall have a friend, and go to him at midnight, and say to him, Friend, lend me 3 loaves. For a friend of mine has come to me on his journey, and I have nothing to set before him. And he will answer from within, and say, Do not trouble me, the door is now shut. My children are with me in bed. I cannot rise to give to you. In verse 8, I say to you, Jesus is speaking, though he will not rise and give to him because he is his friend, yet because of his persistence, the old King James says importunity, he will rise and give him as many as he needs. So I say to you, ask and it will be given you, seek and you will find, knock and it will be open to him. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds, and to him who knocks it will be open. And so here, it's interesting as we look at this, not only does the Lord give the pattern of prayer and talk about our Father who art in heaven, and so we have a Father in heaven who loves us, who cares for us. We've been born into his family. He has us in his heart. He has us in his love. He has us in his care. But now he pictures and talks about the persistence of prayer. And there's so many things. So we have a pattern of prayer and we have the persistence of prayer. It's like we're going from elementary school on up into high school as we think about praying. And the Lord is saying there must be persistence in prayer. But now he pictures our Father in heaven, not just as a Father in heaven, but as a friend. And you'll notice this passage has a couple things here I thought was very interesting. First, the first pattern of prayer, we're asking, give us this day our daily bread. We need daily bread. We need daily nourishment, strength for our physical needs, for our spiritual needs, our mental, our emotional needs. And we go to our Father and we ask for that. And now all of a sudden it kind of like it reverses here. Here is a friend, okay, who has a friend who needs some bread. And he comes to the friend at midnight and wakes him up and says, I'm hungry. He's coming through town. He's on a journey. And he goes to a friend. And so you got 3 friends in a picture here, to be honest with you. The friend who's on a journey who wakes his buddy up at midnight and says, man, I'm hungry. And in those days, the culture, and it still is today, if you go to the East, the Middle East, and that part of the world, culture and honor is so much at stake. And one of the things that is hospitality. Oh, hospitality, so big. And so they always would sit down and get up and make sure you have something to eat. Make sure you have something to drink, some tea and some coffee. I'm telling you, I've been there. It didn't matter what time it was, day or night, or how late it was. Oh, let's sit down. And sometimes at 11, 12 o'clock, they're wanting to fix a big meal for you. And you're going, oh, I'm ready to go to bed. I'm tired. But they want to take care. So that culture and hospitality is so important. So he has a friend, and it says because of his importunity or because of his persistence, he kept knocking, and that had to do, he did not want to be shamed in his village for not having ample food. And I think the other picture here is not only do we have a Father who cares for us, we have a friend who really, even though it appears he doesn't want to get up at midnight, this is the friend who has the bread. And I want to tell you, our Father in heaven has all the bread that we need, and he's ready and willing to give to us if we understand. He wants sometimes to test our faith. He's our friend. And how do you know you have a friend? It's someone who cares for you. A friend is someone who honestly cares for you and has you in his heart and is willing to meet the needs that you have obviously in your life. And so we'll look more at this, but powerful story on the persistence of friends and persistence of prayer and asking the Lord to give us, even though maybe the first time he says no, his no's don't always mean no. Well, God bless you as we continue to study the persistence of prayer these next few days, and you have a wonderful, wonderful day.